Hey, buddy,
Hey,
is
man,
is it better to go sideways?
you look great either way. Yeah, that's good.
Is that better or is that better? Which is better for you?
Either one works.
All right. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you.
It's great to see you. Yeah, I had trouble waking up. Happy,
Welcome
happy.
home.
Thanks. It's good to be home. Been a lot. It's been a long, busy year. Yeah, really
Oh,
busy.
oh my God, you're working like crazy, man.
Oh, you have no idea, but that's okay. I'm good. And how's your son? How's Kim and your son?
Oh, everybody here is doing well. Declan's in LA and off tour and working, doing
Yeah,
studio stuff and writing and all that.
yeah.
It's good, man. How's your dad?
Let me see about my glasses. I can see it. Yeah, yeah. Dad's great. He's doing crossword puzzles in the other room. He's 108-year-old man still going. It's like
Oh
what?
my God, we got to talk about that for anyone who doesn't know for his birthday.
Yeah.
Tell me that story with Joe Biden and everything. So cool.
So yeah, I did a gig in Pennsylvania a few weeks ago, and I met a guy there um, who was best friends with Beau Biden, and he used to work on Joe Biden's staff. Big fan, really nice guy, Brian. And he said, "I want to arrange to have Joe Biden call your dad on his birthday." I thought he was kidding, and he wasn't. And Joe Biden called dad on his birthday. I was here, took the call. It was really between the two of them, there's a lot of dignity going around. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't call. There were no cameras there. There were no votes to get. Well, we filmed it, but he was just doing it because he wanted to give my dad a send best wishes on his 108th birthday. It was remarkable, and I'm really that was I was quite impressed that he took the time to do that to call dad. Yeah, it was something else. It's on. You can see it on.
It's on your social media. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, a lot of dignity to go around. That's a pretty good way to put it.
Yeah, it was remarkable, and I can't believe it happened. And Dad was very cool about it. He was like, "Oh, great," and we had a short conversation. And he was doing crossword puzzles when it started. And when we finished, when we said goodbye to Joe, he went, "Oh, that was very nice." And he put his glasses on, went right back to doing his crossword puzzles. Pretty cool.
Oh man, so cool. Well, happy birthday to him, man.
Thank you, buddy.
So we missed each other last time because I got COVID. And,
Yeah.
and that stunk when you were in town for the sportsman's thing. But we'll have to do a rain check on that sometime.
Did you recover from that? You all right?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't fun, but I mean, by now, who hasn't had it, right? It was like my third time, but I'm all
We
right.
mi- we missed
Um,
you. You were missed.
yeah. That timing was horrible. But
But we're playing Friday. That was
yeah,
with the
I'm looking
Broncos.
forward to this town ballroom show. And when you texted me before, you're like, this band has never sounded better. Like you feel like you're.
It's not even close.
So
And
tell me why. Like tell me what you're feeling right now.
I think that you've seen us play before, and it's always good. It's always
Yeah,
quality.
there's a level
And
that's always there.
it just is. I mean, if it's not special, I won't do it. I won't go into the recording studio. I won't walk on a stage unless I think it's going to be something really special, just because I don't want to waste anybody's time or mine. In this case, we've been playing a bunch, the band and I, and the set lists have been off the hook. And we played a show, I think, what was it, the 22nd of November. And Johnny made a comment the next day, Johnny Paisano, my bass player. He said, "Man, it was like a record." He said, "We've never been so tight." I think it's just that the four of us, we love each other. We have good fun playing, and the set lists are on the moon. So I would say if anybody hasn't seen us play, and if you have seen us play, you should come out because it's really fun. It's inspiring. It's, oh my God, I can't wait to be on stage tomorrow night at
That's
Town
amazing.
Ballroom. Yeah.
What about Johnny? I mean, he always brings a real, I mean, you do too. I don't know where you get it, man, but you always bring the energy. But Johnny's a riot, man. He's always, you know,
Johnny Johnny plays like his life depends on it. So do I, and
that's rock and roll.
And Jimmy Bones, I mean, we just delivered John Weber, I mean, the loudest drummer in the world. And these, we just gel. And I know the set list for tomorrow, and it's going to be righteous. And I can't wait. It's going to be fun. If you're feeling blue, you won't be after the show. I guarantee, I promise you that. Really,
Well,
it's
that
so much. It's so much fun to play. The songs are really, we play some songs off the new album. We play some stuff that people know, some really obscure things. You know, it's a good mix, and I can't wait to get on stage and do it. Yeah.
well, you brought up something that has always touched me about your music. And if you're feeling blue, you won't be. You've
Yeah.
always like you're a topical writer. You're able to do that in a really convincing and authentic way. So you're dealing with stuff that isn't always the happiest. I mean, these are dark times. All that, but there's always this sense of optimism and uplift in the music.
What I like about being a poet and doing rock and roll is you can write about anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's you know people dying around the world because of lack of U.S. aid, U.S. support now, or what's going on in the Middle East and Ukraine. I mean, it's a hard world. You can write about it, but at the end, and I do, and at the end of the day, though, I don't want to. I'm not going to do a show or ever make an album that's a downer. Who wants to hear that? Life is tough for everybody,
Yeah.
and music picks me. It picks me up. You can tell on stage this guy's having a good time because I am. Same thing. Same thing with my band. And the thing I've said this before, but like if I go to see somebody play, I want to know that they mean it.
Yeah.
Mean it. Mean it.
Yeah.
Don't get up there and just show off. Don't get up there and just go through the motions. To hell with that. I've never done that, never will. And you mean it. Life is real and we're here. And at some point we won't be. But while we're here, I want this.
Bring it. Yeah.
Give me all you've got. And I think that's what keeps me going. That's where the energy comes from.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dad's 108, so I got some
You
good
got
genes.
Yeah, you come from good stock, as Keith Richards would say.
God bless Keith.
Totally.
And, these are great days. I mean, after all these years, I'm having more fun than ever on stage. And the record I just put out, The Great Yellow Light. I mean,
It's one of your best records.
yeah,
You've been on a run since Streets of New York, and before, but I
I'm
don't
really,
know. You keep finding really new and impressive ways to tell your stories that really connect here, like hit here.
the
And
opening track. Well, thank you, Jeff. The opening track. I think so too. I think it's one of my best records. And the opening track on the album is called "Wild Wild World,"
yeah,
and it's like a party song, but there's deeper context in it. So you can have fun, you can rock out, and you can have some meat to the bones. And I love that about rock and roll. And the album reflects it. It's a feel good record. And some great guests. I mean, Steve Earle duets with me on Wake Up America. Steve lived around the corner from me for 15 years, and like three doors away in the village, Greenwich Village. We've become good friends. You
oh
know,
man, I didn't know that you guys were tight. Like, yeah,
I mean, he lived
I
around.
can see the common ground there.
I'd see him in the deli, on the corner. He'd be with his son. He's got a highly autistic son. He's been a great father to him, and doesn't tour a lot of the year because he's a single father taking care of a highly autistic, nonverbal son. And I admire the hell out of it. And when I recorded Wake Up America, I just thought, well, maybe Steve could sing on this. So I texted it to him. 5 minutes later, I get a text back, I'm in. And to add his street gravel voice
Yeah,
with all the rights, he's like Johnny Cash.
yeah.
And he came in and sang on it, boom. And there's another song, An Irish Goodbye.
Yeah, I love that tune.
Thank you. Paul Brady sings on that. Irish icon. He sang as beautiful. I mean, that really moved me. And the Hooters are on it. Rob and Eric, these great musicians. They play. Rob plays on 6 tunes. Eric and Rob plays on 2 of them. They sing on Trying to Make a Living in the USA, which people can relate to. And the album closer, Washington Stay, is a song they recorded in like '87.
Yeah.
88, and I wrote the lyrics. I just signed to Columbia. I went by the studio to play a new song for my producer, the guy who signed me. And I'm in the back of the studio, and it was just the producer, Rick Chertoff, and his engineer. They were mixing a song called Washington's Day. And he said, "We don't have any lyrics." I mean, I don't know how you make a record like that, but they had this, it was a finished track, and they were mixing it with no vocals. And I'm in the back of the room. It was like Let It Be.
Yeah.
And the words just started coming out. Did you think I could ever forget the night by the Arlington flame? In the silence, I heard it through streets so deserted. You whispered and called me by name. So I wrote the lyrics, and for years I meant to record it. I finally did. And Rob and Eric came up from Philadelphia, the two, my dear friends. I love the Hooters, are good buddies. And boy,
Yeah,
did we have
what a great band.
what a great band.
What a
Those
great band.
as musicians, the projects they've done, Rob and Eric, Cyndi Lauper's record, She's So Unusual. They,
Yeah.
they 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 arranged the whole thing. Joan Osborne's record, What If God Was One of Us? The whole album, they arranged that whole thing, and they're great guys. I love them to pieces. And to close the album with Washington's Day,
Yeah.
like you go through this. I love the flow of the new album. Wake up, no, the Great Yellow Light,
A great old way.
and it ends with Washington's Day. I hope and I pray that you'll be here with me when the mountains that rise tumble into the sea, when the kingdoms that come set us free on our way. Hope you'll be here with me home on Washington's Day. It's like it's
That
like
is
about
good shit, my friend.
it's like when I wrote it, I was thinking about Romeo and Juliet in Arlington National Cemetery because that's where it takes place. And I'm lucky, Jeff. I don't know why it is that the songs usually as rockers get older, they lose that whatever spark of youth. I think I'm just too dumb to know better, too naive. I'm serious. I mean, I'm still writing like a madman, and I'm grateful for it. I'm really grateful. I get to go on stage. You'll see tomorrow night, man. We go on there, man. It's like it's a celebration. It's joyous. It's hard right to the bone, rock and roll, and we mean it. And if you don't mean it, get out of my
Go
face.
home.
Go home. Anyway, so anybody watching this, I challenge you to come on out. If you're not blown away, I'll give you your money back. I mean that. We have so much fun. I can't wait to hit the stage.
Well, you say, when rockers get old, they can lose the flame or a little bit or lose.
Not their fault. It just happens with
Well,
age.
I mean, gravity, right? In life, entropy,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
But, the people that I put you in a class with and who I think from talking to you over the years are some of your heroes. Let's say Joe Strummer, not with us. He went too young, but Joe,
yeah,
Springsteen,
yeah,
Pete Townsend,
yeah,
I mean, people like this
yeah.
have not, Stevie, for sure, little
Yeah.
Steven. Um,
Still going.
they haven't lost that at all,
No,
and I
no.
think that ties into what you were saying earlier, which is that absolute passion for doing it, right? But
Yeah.
also that gratitude, not only that the stuff keeps coming through you, but that the audience keeps coming back, so that mutual respect.
The thing is, it's what I said before. Life is hard for everybody.
Yeah,
You could be the richest guy in the world. That doesn't mean you go home at night and you're happy or you're satisfied or
right.
fulfilled. And that the slings and arrows, the thousand slings and arrows that life throws at us, health wise, spiritually, whatever. Great love is hard to find.
Yeah,
And
and harder to keep.
harder to keep. And everybody, well, not everybody, but we try to do our best
Yeah,
to get through and like to be good neighbors, to be good fellow human beings, and kind of share the good stuff. Like The Great Yellow Light, the title of that album comes from a letter Vincent Van Gogh wrote to his brother Theo.
I wanted to talk to you about this. I didn't know.
Yeah, when Van Gogh grew up in the Netherlands,
Yeah,
cloudy kind of grayish area, and when he went to the south of France, he was blown away by the light, the color. I've been on that latitude many times in Italy. And the color there. He wrote his brother saying, "The Great Yellow Light." It was so how inspiring it was to him. Well, the title track is not about Van Gogh, but it's about awe and wonder.
yeah,
It's about awe and wonder, and I I sent it to Elvis Costello, who's a buddy, not long ago, a month or so ago, and I sent him the video for "We Are, We Are," and I told him about the title. It's about awe and wonder, and I said, I'll send you the album. He goes, send it to me. I want to hear it. The more awe and wonder, the better. I had dinner with him 2 nights ago in New York City, with a bunch of friends, and it's awe and wonder in our heart. When we come across them, when we're lucky enough for those moments to come across our paths, it's like it makes life worthwhile. So I'm fighting the battle to try to bring light into the darkness, however incremental, however small, a little bit of light can go a long, long way.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and I'm lucky I had great parents. My mother was so inspiring, and she was always positive. I remember watching TV with her. I'm watching TV in 1971, and she always looked for the good in people. And we're watching Richard Nixon, 1971. It was some Watergate nonsense.
Yeah.
And I'm watching TV and I go, Ma, I go, this is a bad guy.
Yeah.
And she goes, my born name is Robert. So she goes, oh, Bobby, there's good in everyone. I go, I'm not sure about this guy. And
Yeah, there's a few people I can think of.
there's a few people. Anyway, she just would refuse. She wouldn't hear it. She wouldn't hear it.
I love that.
So that really, I'm just us 8 kids. I was 8 of us growing up with that, with her around, and Dad just like reinforcing it, So I was blessed. So on stage, I share some of that. Sometimes I can really feel her and him coming through me. I know that the messaging, the spirit. So I just share that. I make my living. It's not a much of a living, but I'm doing it, and I love it. I love it to pieces. Mean it. If you're gonna do something, mean it. Tell
Last
the
of the
world.
hardcore troubadours, buddy.
Bless your heart. Yeah,
uh, I wanted to ask you quickly about you just did these two retrospective shows at City
oh
Winery.
man, was that
I thought
special?
that was such a cool concept because I love your first album. In fact, you autographed a copy of it for me on vinyl, and I treasure it. But
Yeah.
you've been talking about like the set list feeling really exciting lately. Like, did going back and doing some of that and kind of doing, part one was the early years, part two was the later stuff. Did it reacquaint you with
That's,
anything?
I'll tell you what, those two shows were two of the best shows I've ever done in my
And they
life.
were solo, right?
They were solo. I had guitar and a piano. That's all I need. And I was telling
Storyteller gigs too, right?
storyteller gigs. And the people that came out, it was the day before and the day after Thanksgiving, at City Winery in New York. And they have an intimate room upstairs. And the people that came out were like hardcore. They'd seen so many shows, dozens and dozens, in some cases over 100. And they were all like, what? Because I played some songs I haven't played in 45 years, and the first album came out 45 years ago. And it was so much fun. And I opened up with Vagabond Moon, played Dear Lord. That's the reason. Songs I don't play. I don't play That's the Reason, I played It's All
Love
Over.
those tunes. I love
And,
them.
and it was just a case of I just dug it. I have 195 songs that studio that I've recorded over the years.
Wow.
So like I want to start doing a residency in New York City where it's like I'm going to do retrospective shows. I want to do that and just play. It was so fun. It's so interesting for me to revisit and the reaction. I go, oh, that's not a bad song, and it was really fun. People loved it, so I'm going to do that more. I'd love to come in Buffalo and do one in Buffalo.
I would love
Yeah,
to see you do that as well.
I'll do it.
And how cool to, do go back to the beginning in New York, like, 'cause, I mean, you went to New York, this is where it happened.
I left Buffalo. I graduated and I went to New York. I took the jump off the ledge, and went there to try to, make a living making music. Pretty naive thing to do, but that's what it moved me, and I was ready to do it. And I did it. And it was a lot of up and down and not an easy journey. But that said, as early on, like the first year we were there, my dad said to me, and him and Ma came to New York, how's it going? Well, it's pretty tough, and he says, you got to give it a shot, follow your dreams as best you can. You don't want to be 70 years old wishing, I wish I had done that. So I never gave up. I kept shooting for it, kept doing my best, continuing to grow as a writer and learn. I'm still learning, totally learning. And I gave it a shot. And I always say there's something to be said for believing in your dreams. You never know where they're going to take you. I mean, they've taken me on stage in front of 70,000 people with Bruce Springsteen, standing right next to him, pushing him, going, "Hey, dude, you rock," screaming at him while the place is going nuts. And it's taken me, I played with Richard Thompson, Ringo
Oh,
Starr. I got
hero.
the thing I get by with little help from my friends with Ringo. I mean, who does that? So I never thought I planned any of that stuff. And it hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of hard years. But now it's like these are glory days in that, I'm a guy who never gave up. And if I can share some light, spread some light, because it affects me. I sing these songs for me,
Yeah.
like because they make me feel better to sing about, the great yellow light or whatever, and damn, I'm lucky. So I'm really grateful. You're a musician, you know what it's like.
Oh, it's everything, man. And it is for you first, and then to feel that connectivity with someone else.
Yeah,
That's why you keep going, right?
that is why I keep going. Hell yeah.
Well, you mentioned 45 years ago. Well, we're coming up on, I know when I
Mhm.
texted you, I'm like, it's the 35th anniversary of, of John's, of losing John. And you're like, actually the 45th. I'm like,
John Lennon. I didn't,
damn.
I didn't realize, like it's been 45 years since my first album, and the next year will be 45 years from my second album, Golden Down, and it'll be 20 years from Streets of New York. So I'm going to do some shows, play both albums, different shows back to back. But 45 years ago, I was in the studio making Golden Down with the band, and John Lennon and Yoko were. It was at the record plant in New York City, and I'm a
Well, just
big,
explain for people like there's Studio A and Studio B, right? So you can be
well,
in the same building, not in the same room.
yeah, the record plant, the legendary recording studio. Springsteen, made Born to Run there, and I forget which albums. Lots of records, and many great records have been made
Darkness on
there.
the Edge of Town, yeah.
Darkness, yeah, and so we went to make this my second record for Arista. I had my band and a great band. We went in a Friday night, and John Lennon and Yoko were in a mix room. There's a bunch of that's the pencil sharpener.
For the crossword puzzles.
Yeah, that's my dad. He's doing crossword puzzles. That's the pencil sharpener.
So,
108, 108. Anyway, we're in the studio 45 years ago. Today's Thursday. Well, on Monday is the 45th anniversary of John's death. And my co-producer Tom Panunzio, great guy. He knew John. He worked with him, and he said, "When do you want to meet John?" And we just were about to start making a record, which is a lot of pressure. You're at the record plant. There's a lot of money being spent cutting basic tracks. And I go, "Well, let's wait a couple of days. It was Friday night. I go, let's do it Tuesday night. That way we'll have 3 days under our belt, and maybe we could play him something. Who knows?" So I said Tuesday night, and um, we recorded Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night, the phone rings in the studio at midnight, and it was we're recording basic tracks, and it was John Lennon's engineer. I was in Studio A and playing a piano that John played many, many times. He was in the mix room upstairs, and he was recording with Yoko. He was producing her song "Walking on Thin Ice," a great track,
great,
and
great track.
it's a great track. And John Lennon's engineer called to say that John was out of guitar strings, and did we have some that he could use? And I thought John Lennon needs guitar strings. Oh my God! So I gathered guitar strings, sent him up. I was going to put a note to John, thanks for all the music. I love you. And I thought, it's corny. I'll tell him when I see him on Tuesday. So this is Sunday night. So at midnight, we sent the strings up. We recorded till about 2 a.m. and went home. The next day we came in, we asked the engineer. I have the sheet of that day. We started at 4:30. John and Yoko started at 7:30 on Monday, December 8th, 1980. And the engineers, we saw them, and he said, John recorded on those strings from midnight to 4 a.m. The guitar on, if you listen to the guitar on Walking on Thin Ice, it's a searing, badass, raw as hell. It's John Lennon really wailing. It's the last thing he ever recorded. And the next The next thing that not at 10:30 the phone rang. We're recording it, and the phone rang at 10:30. And Tom took the call and he said, "I'll be right out." Unbeknownst to me and us, John had Tom Penunza had a friend who was bugging him for an autograph. Can you get John's autograph? Well, we had just done something. I didn't realize. I found out later that Tom looked at calling a favor. Hey, could you tell John, the guy that gave you the strings last night, would love an autograph? I did not ask for an autograph, so I got a copy of the autograph. It said, "To Ken, who strung me along, you know, who strung me along, peace of love, John Lennon, 1980," and drew a picture of his face. That was 5 minutes before I was murdered, because the phone call was that John was coming down in the elevator. Tom, meet me downstairs, and I'll give you the autograph. So it was the last autograph John Lennon ever gave. Tom saw him, gave him a hug, and one thing that people don't know, that when John got in the elevator, there was a bodyguard that every time he was there, this big 300-pound black guy named Bobby, great guy. The record plant hired him to protect John whenever he was there. So they're coming out of the studio into the elevator, and John was in a great. Bobby told me the next day. Bobby was broken after because John died that night. The phone started ringing off the hook. That night, Tom Penunza comes in 15 minutes later, said somebody just shot John. Tom just left the studio, and I thought, John who? Didn't make any sense. He said, John Lennon. I go, what? What do you mean somebody shot John Lennon? And he said, a friend of Yoko's just called saying John just got shot and they're rushing him to the hospital. And we couldn't record anymore, and it was earth shattering, like to so many. Anyway, when John got what Bobby told me, the bodyguard the next night, was that when John got in the elevator, he was in the greatest mood. They just mixed Walking on Thin Ice. Double Fantasy was #1 at the time. And he thought this is going to be a hit for Yoko. Finally, she was getting some respect from the press. It was his wife, and she always got a bad,
Oh yeah.
bad press. And so he was in a great mood. And he goes, Bobby, let's go out to celebrate, And Bobby said to John, I'm sick to my stomach, man. And John put his arm around him and said, you go home, you take care of yourself. We'll do it later in the week. So instead of Bobby going out to dinner with John and Yoko and following them, going home with them, and had he been with them, he would have seen this guy come up to him, and he would have, who knows what would have happened. So sadly, it didn't happen. So I'll miss John Lennon all my days, and I'll never forget that night in the studio. And if I could find a time machine, to go back in time, I'll often ask that. Where would you go back? I'll ask people, where would you go back if you could go back in time? Well, the first place I'd go back would be to the record plant on the night of December 8th, 1980, and I would change the events that happened. It's a huge loss for the human race. And so it's Monday will be a sad day. I'll raise a glass to toast John, God bless him.
We all will. Thanks for sharing that story, brother.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really excited for tomorrow night. And, this is how we honor the people that came before us, right? That we've lost is celebrate this life while we're living it and the music that's in all of us. So thank you for coming back home to give us all, a little light in the dark that we need.
There's no place I'd rather be, and it's funny. I'll say to Dad, it's great to be home, because I have a song called There's No Place Like Home. So I'll say to Dad, we'll be having a glass of wine. I go, it's great to be home, Dad. And they go, there's no place like home. Somebody wrote a song about that once. We'll laugh. So, it's great to be home, and I can't wait for tomorrow night, Town Ballroom. Show starts at 8. We hit at 8:50. There's an opener, Ken Roby. We are going to rock. We're going to have a ball. So anybody wants to have a really great night on a Friday night, come to Town Ballroom. I promise you won't be sorry.
All right. Yeah, please do. First beer's on me. I'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Come back and say hello, depending when you get there or after, whatever is easier for you. I want to give
Absolutely
you a hug.
will.
All right, brother.
I look forward to seeing you, brother.
I love you. Thank you, Jeff, for all you do for
of course, brother.
The news you spread, for the good word. You're the best writer in the country, and I'm proud to be your friend. So thank you for taking it.
Thank you. I love you much, brother. See you tomorrow.
Right, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.